We are talking about climate mitigation and adaptation, and this is the second part of what we discussed in the previous podcast about whether climate mitigation is failing despite 30 years of negotiations and all sorts of actions like renewable energy, electrification, electric vehicles, etc. Countries have submitted nationally determined contributions and even revised them, saying we need more action sooner and so on. But ultimately, what are the fundamental questions about climate mitigation and why it may be failing? Is it possible that the way we have focused in on economic growth as the all-consuming paradigm of how to make life better, and economic growth comes at essentially the cost to the environment? We use words like sustainability and so on, but as long as we are converting natural resources irreversibly into consumables, then is climate mitigation even possible? What are the normative questions? What does society need if we want to continue with our carbon-intensive lifestyles? And whether climate mitigation can even be accomplished effectively in terms of bending the curve on emissions, without saying, wait a minute, this way of growing the economy with carbon-intensive energy, carbon-intensive lifestyles, everything we have is carbon, right? Everything we have is carbon in some form or the other, at least through energy, let's say. So can we then somehow disrupt the economic growth paradigm to accomplish climate mitigation? Decarbonization is a concept that goes in that direction. We say we are in a carbon trap, and hence trying to reduce emissions is simply not going to work. We must go towards decarbonizing the system so that the innovations, inventions, investments, everything is going to be about disrupting the carbon economies and breaking the system away from carbon. Is that possible? Well, should it be possible, or is there any other way at all? And so on. These are kind of not just strategic economic questions, but also normative questions. If we need to leave a planet that's friendly and helpful and sustainable for posterity, then we must break away from the carbon trap. Okay? And that's what climate mitigation is all about in the end.